Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital 24H News channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Lulu was in Laura's living room as she opened her front door. Laura's pocketbook and her mouth fell to the ground when she saw how beautiful her daughter looked. A loving embrace was exchanged between mother and daughter. When Laura came to visit during her vegetative years, Lulu claimed to be able to sense her presence. Laura feared that after knowing what she had missed over the last 4 years, Lulu would become overwhelmed. Laura felt content that Lulu was safe for the time being. Lulu questioned whether it was accurate and informed Laura that Cyrus had discussed relocating her to South Carolina with her doctors. To ensure that Cyrus would never again disturb Lulu, Laura promised to obtain a restraining order against him. Laura clarified that Cyrus was her half-brother to Lulu, who was wondering how he could be her uncle, but she didn't want anything to do with him. After that, Lulu talked about how it felt to realize that Rocco had matured into a teenager. Laura was ordered to call Valentine and inform her that she was awake so that she could speak with Charlotte, as Lulu was also eager to see her daughter. Kevin entered and reconnected with his stepdaughter before Laura had a chance to break the dreadful news about Charlotte to Lulu. Kevin said that Ace was with the nanny when Laura inquired about his whereabouts. Then he walked out of the room, and Lulu asked him who Ace was. Laura informed Lulu that Nicholas had given her a new nephew. Then Laura admitted that Spencer had passed away. Despite her sadness for her nephew's passing, Lulu still wanted to speak with Charlotte. In July, Laura was ultimately compelled to inform her that Valentine and Charlotte had gone out of town. Laura reassured Lulu that she had asked Anna for assistance. Lulu had a really eye-opening evening, and learning that Anna and Valentine were involved was just one more shock. Last Halloween, Anna shot Charlotte, but Laura didn't reveal it. Laura insisted on taking Lulu to GH because she appeared wobbly on her feet when she stood up to begin looking for Charlotte on her own. Anna was furious when Jason arrived at her apartment and emphasized that they needed to locate Valentine immediately in order to bring Charlotte home for Lulu. Anna held herself responsible for Valentine's escape. Lulu's daughter is missing because of me, and I would have burned down the world to find Robin when she was missing, and now I have put Lulu in the same position, Anna continued. Jason said that he shared equal responsibility with Anna. Jason argued with Anna, telling her that in order for them to come up with a clear plan of action, she needed to get over her guilt. I'm totally on board. Together, we will locate Charlotte, he declared. Jason was going to provide Valentine a reward for bringing Charlotte home. Dante brought a 6-pack of beer to the Quartermaine stables. Cody was willing to listen to him when he needed to chat to a buddy. Cody was shocked to learn that Lulu was awake when Dante announced that he wanted to have a drink with her. Lulu woke up, got out of Turning Woods, and hitched a ride back to Port Charles, Dante stated. When Dante mentioned hitchhiking, Cody's ears pricked up. Tonight, I picked up a hitchhiker. A small girl in a sweatshirt. Something about her reminded me of someone I knew, Cody remarked. Cody inquired about Dante's reaction to this development. After a prolonged period of slumber, she is now talking and alert. To be honest, it feels like a miracle, Dante said. Dante did his best to explain the issue. I think I'm in shock right now because Lulu's alive, and Sam is gone, he stated. As Cody realized, one doesn't replace the other. Cody was abruptly reprimanded by Brooke Lynn for not picking up the phone when Tracy called. Before Dante stunned her with the news about Lulu, Brooke Lynn ranted about Tracy's concern over a horse. Cody questioned why Brooke Lynn wasn't more thrilled about Lulu after she departed. Brooke Lynn had attempted to separate Lulu and him years prior, Dante informed him. You mean all those years after camp, Brooke Lynn wanted you back? Cody inquired. Dante explained that Brooke Lynn had been bribed by Carly to try to woo him. Ava was sipping a specialty martini at the Port Charles Grill bar when Rick arrived. A happy-looking Ava offered to buy Rick a drink, but Rick told her that he might prefer that she let him buy his own. Ava felt the case went well, so she thought she might be missing something. Rick wasn't entirely certain. I made a calculated gamble. The jury may conclude that Christina is the unstable, uncontrollable liar that I portrayed her as, or they may simply choose to target the vicious defense lawyer who brought tears to the eyes of a distraught, mourning mother, Rick added. Ava was curious as to what had become of Rick's optimism. Rick dismissed it and urged Ava to put his pessimism aside for the time being. In an attempt to cheer him up, Ava reminded Rick that her testimony went just as they had practiced. As he had desired, Ava reassured Rick that he had persuaded Molly that Christina's fall was an accident. To Ava's amazement, Rick hinted that Alexis would be their fallback option for the case. Rick thought her reaction may lead to a mistrial or appeal. I never thought I'd be grateful for that woman's big mouth, Ava chuckled. The conversation then shifted to Nina's cautions. She said you were a user, but I defended you, Ava acknowledged afterwards. Then Rick said he thought Ava was innocent. Molly received an update on Christina from her mother when she visited Alexis. Molly was shocked to learn from Alexis that Christina thought Ava would be found guilty. There must have been 2 separate courtrooms where we were. That jury is not going to convict Ava, Molly stated. Molly was questioned what transpired after she was dismissed from the courtroom by Alexis. Molly described Dad's defense as masterful. Molly responded, "Yeah, I do," when Alexis inquired as to whether Rick had persuaded a jury that Ava was innocent. "Because he persuaded me." The prosecution could do the best she could with the evidence at hand, according to the lawyer in Molly. The case would never have gone to trial if a baby hadn't died. Molly acknowledged that justice was not the reason she was at the courtroom. Her words, "I was blinded by revenge." Molly went on, "I've come to terms with the fact that Christina's fall was an accident. Christina will be on her own if she wishes to blame Ava for the rest of her life. I simply can no longer." Molly wished she could go back in time. Thereafter, Molly let Alexis in on her breakup with TJ. "I think the best thing to do right now is to let him go," she said. Curtis asked Jordan to meet with him in his office. Curtis told Jordan that Michael was correct. Drew does intend to oust Curtis and appoint Michael as the CEO of Aurora. Curtis was upset that Drew was taking advantage of him, but he didn't believe he had a right to be the CEO. Jordan couldn't understand what Drew was doing. Curtis informed Jordan that Drew and Willow had become too close for comfort after deciding he no longer needed to protect Drew. He clarified that by ignoring Curtis, Drew was attempting to make amends with Michael. Damage to collateral. Undervalued and underappreciated, Jordan said. She also thought there was a relationship between Nina and Drew. Jordan was further shocked when Curtis stated that he thought there was truth to that concept. As Curtis put it, Quartermain's playing Quartermain games. Jordan concluded that in order for Curtis to win, he needed to play both Michael and Drew. TJ entered at that precise moment and was taken aback to see his mother. TJ informed them that he and Molly were taking a break and that he needed a place to stay. After Ava's day in court, he got down with Jordan and Curtis and told them what had transpired between him and Molly. Although TJ felt horrible for wanting Molly to experience grief in the same way that he did, Curtis made the point that everyone's grieving process is unique. TJ wanted to stand by Molly, but he wished he had never gone to court. But now he thought that Irene had died because of Christina's careless choice. He disagreed with Molly's assessment that the incident was a terrible accident. In the end, TJ had little hope for him and Molly. Although we claim to be taking a vacation, in reality, this feels like a break. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.